So it's another Young Eagles Day at EAA Chapter 166 in Hartford, Connecticut, here at the Hartford Jet Center at Brainard Airport. I'm with EAA Chapter 166 President Steve Sakowski, and we're off to a slow start here. We've got some low clouds.
Yeah, it sure is. The excitement is building, but this is part of aviation, and we try to tell all the young Eagles, like, yeah, aeronautical decision making, this is part of it. So nobody has left yet, and we see that the clouds are going to lift enough for us to fly. So here we are, sitting on my newly owned T-41A Cessna 172. We were just going over some basic aerodynamics with some of the young Eagles, including the four forces of flight. This school from middle school from Newington has an aerospace STEM program where they're learning about the basic forces of flight, and now they're actually going to see it happen. And we also talked about the three axes of rotation that they're also going to experience once we get airborne here.
You know, Steve, these Young Eagle Days are important for a couple of reasons. Not only do we introduce youngsters to aviation where they may not have ever been introduced to it, but it's also important for the chapter because events like this sort of add a momentum to the chapter that may not have been there if there wasn't for a Young Eagles Day. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely, Larry. And that's a big part of why we do it, because I've been teaching a long time, and I've never had any of my students say that, hey, did anybody tell you could be a pilot or get into this? And they all say no. So that's the first big important part. But then they also see what they can do. And that really builds our future for our chapter, because they want to do what we're doing. And we already have some Ray scholars giving back that have been flying their first Young Eagles. And that's really a good part to see, because we know they're going to continue.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's all good.
How many Eagles has this chapter flown? Any idea?
Yeah, I think we're in the neighborhood of 1,600 over the years. And we were recognized 2 years ago at Oshkosh for being one of 100 chapters in the world that flew Young Eagles every year since it was formed in 1992. So we're kind of proud of that, and we're going to keep it going.
Going to be a good day. Ceilings look like they're starting to come back up, and fly safe out there, and thank you for everything you do, Steve.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for doing the videos, Larry. Yeah, baby.
Hi, this is Jody Long. I'm a new Young Eagles coordinator with Chapter 166 out of Hartford, Brainard Airport. Today's a beautiful day for our Young Eagles rally. It takes a lot of great people to get this whole rally up and running. So we've got a great team. We have a ton of volunteers that come out each year, and they help us out with coordinating. We had a couple delays today with the weather and mechanical issues, but again, we've got a great team that really help coordinate and getting all these details. We've got a lot of excited young students here ready to fly, and a great team of pilots as well, helping out getting all these kids up in the air today. So we've got a good team here getting all of the students out to the plane. So what happens is we have a team of Young Eagles who have already taken their flights in past years, and they are coordinating getting those new students out to the plane. They give them a little safety briefing, tell them to stick right by them. They tell them, what to expect, and they go take their flight. And then that Young Eagle gets them off the aircraft and then back into the hangar, and they ask them how their flight was, and hopefully they had a great time.
I'm here with Ben from Chapter EAA166, who's a flight instructor, and we're doing something a little different this year with this Young Eagles event. We thought we'd talk a little bit about some of the airplanes that are used to fly these Eagles, and this is a Piper Cherokee. Tell us a little bit about the airplane. What's it do for speed? What kind of engine does it have, and how many people does it hold?
Yeah, so this is a Cherokee 140. It's a 160 horse STC on it, and it's pretty basic. It's 4 seats, but 3 people is pretty much the maximum weight it can take. It's all dependent on your fuel. Also, it's got a pretty nice GPS in it, autopilot, headsets front, back. pretty basic, really nice, clean training plane, pretty much.
Yeah, that's a good point. For some of the Eagles that want to continue their flight training, they might get into a Cherokee like this. What makes it a good airplane for flight instruction?
It's simple, very forgiving. Cherokees, 172s, they're really nice planes to just train in.
And good to go places in too. If you want to
They
take
are.
a flight out of a local area, you could still do it, or you can use it for practicing takeoffs and landings here in a traffic pattern, right?
Oh yeah, you'll see lots of them here.
Hi, I'm Brian King. This is my 1976 Grumman Tiger AA5B. Grumman American made over 2,000 planes over the years in the 1970s. Then they went out of business, came back in the 1990s, and then came back for a short time in the early 2000s. They are known as kind of a sporty kind of plane compared to others with similar horsepower. So this plane will cruise at 137 knots at 8,000 feet. It has a very quick roll rate, which makes it kind of sporty. You can see the slide back canopy, which is also a lot of fun, gives a lot of airflow in the plane. The canopy can be opened about 6 or 8 inches while in flight. And it's a very fun plane. It's my second one. I would highly recommend them.